Portraiture can be so much more than achieving a physical likeness. For me, it's really about trying to make a painting that feels like someone and to try and capture the essence of what I think makes them uniquely themselves. I'm Sarah Jane Moon and I'm an artist who works with vibrant oil paint to create portraits of people I admire and respect. My work is quite contemporary and bold, and really a lot of that is caught up in the mark making. I'm really focusing on the energy behind the marks that I make. So the energy and the physicality of the way the oil paint is laid on a surface is really important to me. And I hope that those brush marks actually will convey something of the positivity that I feel about the person I'm painting. I often paint on a large scale, quite often even larger than me. I think oil paint is really exciting. It's essentially pigment suspended in linseed oil, and it's a really organic kind of medium. So it's kind of gritty, it's sort of a bit messy, and it's really physical. You can use it very thinly on the surface to have it be very transparent, or you can apply it to a canvas really thickly so that it kind of embodies those brush marks. My use of colour has got increasingly vibrant over the years. I really appreciate the way that one colour might sit against another and the kind of resonance, the relationship that's created by that. As a child, I really loved colouring in and drawing, and I was always in the library or the art class, colouring in, doodling, drawing. In my 20s, I spent a lot of time working in the arts, so in galleries with visual arts festivals, curating exhibitions and organising kind of art installations and performances, which was really exciting. I really wanted to do some life drawing. I'd kind of really missed drawing myself, so I took a week-long life drawing class. I had a comment from a tutor. She said, "Your mark making really suggests you might be good at portraiture." Suddenly I latched onto this idea and really became quite interested in portraiture. Portraiture as a genre really offers a fantastic opportunity to tell a story about the person that you're painting or drawing. Everything from clothing to the way someone's sitting to the marks and the colours that you use really help to build a story of a person. My portrait of Peter Tatchell is in the National Portrait Gallery. This was a really special picture for me. I've long admired what Peter does, his work with LGBT rights. It's fantastic to have it in the National Portrait Gallery because it means that visitors are coming into contact with it and learning more about Peter and who he is. I invited Peter to wear bold colours. I was thrilled when he turned up in such a colourful outfit, and the rainbow tie was also a real joy to paint. Each of us sits and stands in different ways, and I think personally that says quite a lot about people, about their unique identity, how they hold themselves, and that can really come through in a portrait. I think traditionally portraiture has been used to uphold status, wealth, power, and the status quo sometimes. And what I try to do in my work is focus on the people who maybe haven't been represented. So the people that I do paint tend to come from the LGBTQIA+ community. That is important for me because I'm a part of that community as well, and I think it's really important for us to have role models and be able to see people like us really represented who are successful and doing interesting things. Once I've decided who to paint, I like to start by meeting them and having a conversation where we really get to know each other. I then do a number of sketches and take a lot of photographs to work from back in the studio. I like to start by actually building the canvas. That really allows me to control the tension of the canvas and also the surface, so I can really create a surface that's quite smooth. I like to have my tablet next to me, and I tend to work from that in the beginning to work out the large shapes and the general composition, so you can actually build up a painting through layers. That's how I work. I start with very thin layers that are quite loose and fluid and kind of run down the canvas, and then I might build up to thicker layers where the paint sits on the surface. I like to think that my work now allows for more adventure and risk, and I find it really exciting to not know what's going to happen in a painting. I think the portraits that I make, well, I hope that they go some way to representing people that may not have historically been represented. I really appreciate having the chance to paint these people who I really admire on a large scale in such a celebratory way.